What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So recently on Twitter, I put out a poll. Should the devs be paid? Right? Should the Lunic devs be paid? And we have 88% support. This was only like literally a couple of minutes ago that I posted this. And I wanted to get a lot of people's opinion on whether they should be paid, whether we should see any dev really get paid behind a cryptocurrency that's led by the community. And it's a tough question, right? Because some people are like, no, we don't want to pay anybody because if we pay people, then we start to see everybody hunting for money or searching for a way to gain that extra money. Right. But if we're obviously incentivizing people to create and build on this platform, build on this chain, it's a bigger deal. So it's you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do you want to do it? Do you not want to do it? All of that. So I want to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion on whether we should see somebody get paid or not. And if I was put in that same situation, the way that I would feel. And if you were put in the same situation, the way you would feel. So, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter at Perry8K, you can follow me over there. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, check out all of my other channels and associated links that are down below in the description, which we have TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. So anyways, let's get into this difficult conversation, this difficult topic. Should the devs be paid? Now, when I decide that I'm going to create something or do something, most likely I would expect some form of compensation or appreciation, right? Appreciation goes a long way, but appreciation in the form of compensation, um, it just it just means the world, right? Because a lot of times with some things like this, they would put in hours and days and weeks and months into a project like this, working in their spare time. And they hope to gain something big out of it, probably investing into the position and gaining something big out of it as well. But then also doing something or getting something extra because they were the reason why it got to that point, right? Then you start to think about it's like YouTubers and influencers and everything. The reason why you would get to where you are is because of the popularity that was built, right? I started from the bottom where it was and believed in the position as it was a falling knife. Would you say that I deserve compensation for doing that? Well, the videos that I'm making, the appreciation that I'm getting, the traction that I'm getting, the more subscribers, not lately, but the more subscribers that I am getting, you look at that as some form of compensation. I put it to this, right? The Dogecoin millionaire, pro the Doge, right? He wasn't the sole reason to why Doge ran. Doge ran because the community came together and believed in it. But keeping the dream alive to become a millionaire off of Dogecoin, as he invested into it and got up to a point to where he made $3 or $4 million unrealized gains, definitely brought more eyes and more attention to Dogecoin. So should he be paid from it? No. Bringing the attention to Dogecoin, right? You're benefiting out of it in a large way, and you're also gaining a larger community. So that's where it starts to get tricky because somebody like Edward Kim, I believe, has done so much for the community and literally is loved or beloved within this community. People love what he's doing, love what he talks about. Usually, when he speaks, people listen. Um, and he's actually gained quite a bit of a following on Twitter, right? So if I look up Edward Kim, he's up to 56,800 followers on Twitter, which you can gain some sort of monetization from Twitter as well as YouTube and any other platform that you want to link to. That's usually what happens is when you do have a higher following somewhere else, it can lead to followings other places if he decided to do so. So it gives you the opportunity to make more wealth as you become popular in the community. That will be a form of appreciation and a form of payment. Am I right? Now, I'm not saying that I necessarily disagree with devs getting paid. I believe that if you are creating something and putting in so much hours, you should value your time in such a big way. um, and what we should focus on, what we should look at is what they have created, what they've contributed to it, and what they plan on contributing to it, how much they do believe in the community versus maybe even just believing in their pockets. And I don't know the answer to that with everybody, but I can tell you what some people like Edward Kim. I think he's done so much for the actual community that he deserves that appreciation by compensation, as well as the appreciation for followers and the opportunity to gain more money elsewhere via YouTube and via I don't know wherever else he wants to put stuff. But to be honest, if they're putting in hours, if I'm putting in any type of hours, if I say mow someone's lawn, right, I would expect to be compensated from it. And I would be upset if I spent that hour, mowing their lawn out of just the kindness of my heart. Like, I understand if people are handicapped and you're helping out your neighbor and everything, but eventually you would want some form of appreciation. If they do not have money, appreciation, saying, thank you, I really appreciate this. This means the world to me. I really can't do this. All of that stuff. That appreciation goes a long way. Um, and I think with this, they're building things for an entire community. People like you, people like me, that support the position in such a big way, that support the project, the chain in such a big way, and what the chain could be. And basically giving us everything we want without us having to do the coding behind it because he understands the coding or they understand the coding. So, in my opinion, devs should be paid, right? Now, the question of how much they should be paid is definitely something you would need to discuss a little bit further, but I think there should be a form of payment. Now, just the appreciation alone doesn't go as far as maybe a few $1,000s or $10,000, $20,000. But if we're talking about giving each dev like $100,000 for what they've done, that's not something that I agree on unless we start to see success within certain things, right? If we start to see Lunix success, then obviously people do get paid for what they are creating. However, um, it really just all depends, right? I don't know where to put this on how much they should receive, but I know there should be some form of compensation to them, some form of um, you know dollar figures that they are seeing. Whether it's $10,000 or $20,000 a month, depending on how much they have created. Um, I just think that in order to keep them creating, in order to keep them doing what they're doing and seeing the community, that supports what they are doing, they're going to need to be compensated. I left my 9 to 5 because I was not appreciated, even verbally. No offense to anybody that sees this video that used to work with me. Um, I wasn't appreciated, with things that I would create and it's not because, they just didn't appreciate it. It's because the leadership would change quite frequently. And if we're seeing kind of the same thing here to where the community is changing their mindset quite frequently, it's like, what have you done for me lately? Rather than like, oh, well, you did this for the community, you did this. It's what's being done right now. We're not seeing Terra Luna Classic run, so why should you be paid? Like, that's not the way we should think about it. They've built all of these different things that we wanted them to build, 1.2%, the change proposal to 0.2%, IBC, right? Everything, right? They've built a lot of different things that we wanted to see. And just because something may not be working at that moment doesn't mean that it's completely scrapped and that they didn't spend the time to create that, So we have to acknowledge all of that stuff. So, in my opinion, devs should be paid. I just don't know how much. And that's a discussion for another day. Um, but I think we should see people that are creating, people that care about the community, that are leading the community in creation. I think we need to do something for them. So this poll is still going on that we have. So if you want to go and vote on that poll, go and vote on the poll. Right now it's at 85% yes and 14% no. And I do want to see the no responses. I want to see all of that stuff. But again, there's probably a bigger discussion on the level that people should get paid, on the level that these devs and creators should be getting paid. More than if they should be paid. I think anybody should be paid for the things that they do. It's just how much you should be paid. if I mow someone's lawn, I would expect to get some form of payment, but it depends how good of a job I've done. It depends, um, how much lawn there is. It depends on so many different things that I wouldn't just expect a standard payment unless I said this is what the payment is ahead of time, and we went on about our day. But if they end up refusing to do what they're going to do, then what happens to Terra Luna Classic? You know, um, it sort of dies, and we have to bring on other people that are not trustworthy, that may not have the best intentions for this overall community chain project. So, anyways, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this. Go and vote on this as well. But I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.